This is Christian Nerd.
Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. I hope that you're all doing good. It is BlizzCon Day. Well, BlizzConline Day, I guess we'll call it. Today, in only a couple of minutes, we are going to be getting BlizzCon's opening ceremony. So I thought that I could stream the opening ceremony, see what they're going to announce, what they're going to tease. Usually their opening ceremonies are pretty decent just because they're trying to get people interested in the rest of BlizzCon. But, of course, this year they're not doing a physical BlizzCon because of COVID and struggles around the world like that. So it's obvious why they're doing it online. It's all free. So I thought I would stream the opening ceremony. After the opening ceremony, if there's enough interest and if we got any sort of teasers, I'm thinking about streaming the short what's next for Diablo section that they're doing. we'll have to see what happens after that. If you guys are interested, that's awesome. But I think I'm going to stream the what's next for Diablo, because in this event, I think we're going to be hearing about a lot of Diablo news. We know most likely we're going to hear more about Diablo 4. Diablo 4 was announced last year. We got the logo for it. So we should hopefully be getting... I don't think we're going to see any gameplay for Diablo 4 necessarily, but I think we're going to at least get some more information on it, maybe a little bit of gameplay. There have been a lot of rumors, just like last year, this year as well, that we are going to be getting news about Diablo 2's remaster that's supposedly in the works. Overwatch 2, I'm really hoping that we're going to see some Overwatch 2 gameplay. You all know, and I've talked about it plenty of times, when it comes to Blizzard, they're a very pick-or-choose company. They do a lot of bad. They're not the best company in the industry, that's for sure. But I still figured we could at least watch the opening ceremony, since it's one of the bigger gaming events of the year. And I like to stream industry events. So, I mean, even if I don't necessarily love the company, I mean, I've streamed the Ubisoft events. When I was excited for Cyberpunk, I had streamed all of these Cyberpunk Nightwire events, and I'm hoping the BlizzCon will be decent. We'll hear about some news for games that a lot of people are excited for, franchises that a lot of people love. So that's the plan. It starts in about 5 minutes, 4 minutes and 25 seconds. You can see at the bottom right, there's the timer. And that's the plan. I'm hoping that we're going to get a lot of Diablo news, because Diablo is a franchise that I've always really loved. Diablo is one of the franchises that I love the most from Blizzard. I was a big fan of Diablo 3. I know a lot of people didn't like Diablo 3. I love all the Diablo games. I thought they were really good. Diablo Immortal is also another game I'm sure we'll hear about. Don't you guys have cell phones? But that's not a game I'm excited for. Diablo Immortal is just not it. It is not what we need. It's not what we wanted. But of course, it's a Diablo game that we're going to get. Blizzard with 2 money signs. That's Blizzard, yeah. All Blizzard does is remaster games because it makes them money. All Blizzard cares about is money. And I wonder if this year's BlizzCon will be just as bad as last year's. If you all don't remember, last year at BlizzCon, we got the Free Hong Kong protests, the BlitzChung protests, which was definitely interesting for Blizzard, to say the least. Free Hong Kong, revolution of our times. BlitzChung shouldn't be in trouble. Diablo phone. Maybe we're gonna get a special announcement for a Diablo themed cell phone, just to make the meme even better. I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but it'd be hilarious to see. I don't know how the volume is right now. I feel like I just turned it up a little bit. I feel like it's really loud. Is that Hodor? Yes. This is Hodor. Yes, it is. He's a DJ. You know, for a company that has amazing franchises with amazing soundtracks, maybe, I don't know, they could have played one of their soundtracks. That's all I'm saying. I love Diablo Immortal. I've been waiting a lifetime for it. I have 4 phones lined up ready to go. Okay, sure. If you were really excited for Immortal, guys, good for you. Well, I'm not gonna be excited with you. I'm sorry. I'll probably play Diablo Immortal the first day it comes out and then be like, yeah, I really don't care. Yeah, I don't really care. What's this? Cringe? Why would they... I get that, like, oh, wow, it's Hodor. That's cool. Do we really care, though? It's okay, music, I guess. I don't know. It's alright. I'd rather hear, like... they could have gotten, like, a band to play World of Warcraft's theme song or a Diablo theme song. Maybe something like that. That would actually be very cool and very unique. No, we don't like unique, though, do we? Yes, it's Hodor. Overgotcha 2. I was a fan of Overwatch 1. I thought that Overwatch 1 was actually a decent game. I'm a big fan of the Overwatch characters and also the gameplay. But at the same time, Overwatch 2, any Blizzard games really, a big thing that I worry about with Blizzard games are the potential microtransactions and BS that they throw into games. As long as we don't get another Warcraft 3 Reforged with, you know, with Diablo's 2's remake or remaster, I'd be okay. Just don't butcher that game. Alright, it's time. How is the volume, guys? I hope it's not too loud. It's probably very loud right now. How's the timer? Please let me know when music starts. Welcome to BlizzCon Online.
That feeling of just knowing a game is right for you when you first lay eyes on it is such a great feeling.
The thing that happens is you start to feel the excitement
Gamers.
build up.
I'm thinking about it all the time, even in my sleep.
Jeez. That's some dedication.
I play video games because I love stories.
Fair.
Worlds that you can't experience as yourself. I guess video games allow me to be what I can't. It's fiction, but it's not.
And come home, log onto your PC, and disappear into a different world.
Yes.
I'm a part of something bigger, a part
Volume?
of something beautiful.
As an autistic person,
How's
video
that?
games give me a place where I could be in a world that made sense to me.
I will tell you that all of my family played
I just turned it up.
Me and my brothers, we would
1 to
share
10.
a computer
How
1
is
hour
it?
at a time.
저는 제 와이프랑 게임을 가장 많이 해요.
I'm really enjoying playing video games with my dad.
My children.
My little sister. That connection between video games, allowing us to converse with each other, added a lot to our relationship.
Games like the World of Warcraft let me meet people that I probably never would have.
I can honestly say I met some of my best
Still low.
friends through playing games.
We have this
That is like as
connection
high
that
as it
allows
goes.
us to share our joys, to share
Hopefully
our
that's better.
achievements, to share our growth together.
Every time I'm able to achieve something, I'm able to
How
make
is it?
myself proud.
Killing
Sounds
heroic
fine to me.
Blackhand back in Warlords of Draenor was one of my favorite memories.
I managed to find that one hidden pylon with my one Mutalisk.
We beat hardcore Inferno Diablo.
I was able to hit gold in competitive in Overwatch.
I had someone say, "Oh, I can't lose to a girl."
That
and I beat
is
that
like
guy.
almost.
So I was able to.
I just turned it up as
slay
literally
this
loud as I
warlock a little
can.
gnome holy priest,
It doesn't go up
freaking out and screaming
any
the whole
higher
time.
on any levels.
My body was going
Hopefully that's
Pela
better.
caminhada ter sido tão prazerosa e pela conquista ter vindo.
A gente se sentiu muito, caramba, a gente conseguiu algo incrível aqui.
I killed the Lich King! I killed the Lich King!
当我夺冠的时候，现场的女性工作人员，包括有些
Hopefully
男
that's
的
okay.
工作人员，他们都哭了。
That's as loud as I can turn it
Many
up.
years ago, I was doing a quest in Terracar Forest, and a lovely little mage came up and said, "Would you like a hand?" They helped me for the rest of the day. We've been married now for over a decade.
Aw,
Those video games filled a void.
gamers.
They filled the friendships that I didn't have. There isn't a huge LGBTQIA+ community in my city. So when I was
Okay,
able to play a
diversity.
video game, I was able to start talking with people who didn't really care that I was a gay male.
But video games were my escape. When I was a teenager, my dad was diagnosed with ALS, and I looked to video games as a way to escape from that sort of
course.
reality. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm just glad video games were there for me.
I'll never stop playing video games.
There's no way.
I imagine myself one day being an 80-year-old grandpa gamer.
Playing video games has shaped me. I don't think I would be who I am today.
My passion, my interest, my excitement, they belong.
Video games opened for me the world.
And because of that, I'm forever thankful.
We see this
And I
happen a
can't
lot
wait to see what the next
at
generation
conventions. Companies putting something like that at the beginning, talking about how much games, oh my gosh, have changed people. That is so loud for me. Aww. Yeah. Thanks for not standing by your players. All right, Blizzard Entertainment. Big 3-0. It's BlizzCon time.
To BlizzConline.
That was pretty cringy.
A celebration of 30 years of Blizzard communities.
Yeah,
30
sure.
years of Blizzard games.
Mm-hmm.
30 years.
The first half of
is
Blizzard was good.
So many years. And last year maybe felt like one of the longest of all. But throughout the years of Blizzard Entertainment, from 1991 to today, many of us can associate certain games with milestones in our lives. Maybe you were a little kid the first time you played The Lost Vikings. Or in high school when you first played a Diablo game.
Notice something?
Or maybe you met your partner while you were playing World of Warcraft. That's the awesome thing about video games.
That happens.
They give us experiences that are relevant to the times in our lives and experiences that we carry forward with us. Games are here for us during good times, and they're here for us even when we feel alone or maybe uncertain. Games are coming home.
Show us the games.
Familiar, comfortable, with a connection and a sense of belonging. And while many of us spent most of 2020 in our actual real-life homes, games became even more of a place to get away, to be free from outside concerns.
Boring.
Even if just for a little while.
Okay.
So
I get the message.
This is pretty weird. Usually, when we start BlizzCon, the opening call is to my favorite Warcraft faction, the Alliance.
It's apologizing.
Or
for the
my
mistakes you've
favorite
made.
faction, the Horde. I get confused. Usually, I'd be speaking to 40,000 of you in person at the Anaheim Convention Center and millions of you around the world.
We get it.
And usually,
yes,
that would be a perfect way to celebrate.
Oh,
Nothing
okay.
about the last year has been usual.
True.
The pandemic has been hard on everyone.
Is this going to be
and
half of the
for
opening
many different
ceremony?
reasons. But if there's one thing that the last year has taught us, it's that being apart physically doesn't stop us from moving forward. It doesn't stop us from connecting with our player friends around the world.
Yeah, this is J. Allen Brack.
Diving in as warriors and heroes and checking on each other as humans.
Don't you guys have cell phones?
It doesn't stop us from sharing our latest epic gaming story or celebrating those of others. Games continue to unite us.
Okay.
Now, to be honest, I wasn't sure how well Blizzard could work from home. There are thousands of people,
Come on, we get it.
all needing to work together in creating our universes, games, and experiences.
But you get through it. That's
Never
life.
has it felt more true that it takes a Blizzard to make a Blizzard game.
He's lost
And
quite
in 2020,
some hair.
it became clear that the magic of creating a Blizzard isn't just tied to a physical location.
Okay.
It's tied to the people who work here, and I continue to be so proud of each and every one of them. Thank you, Blizzard.
I'm not going to thank
create these
Blizzard for
games
anything, but
and pour all of our energy and heart into them. But it is you, the Blizzard community, that brings them to life. And that's why BlizzConline is a celebration of you, the guild leaders, healers, DPS, tanks, innkeepers, Zerg, Terran, Protoss, Blackwatch, Shimada, the heroes of Sanctuary and of the Storm. These next few days are for you, our Blizzard community.
okay, your community.
For World of Warcraft, we'll be showing you what's next for both Shadowlands and Classic.
We already know.
I'm
It was
sure you're
leaked.
all
You announced
burning in anticipation for that
it.
one.
Yeah, Burning Crusade. You already announced
Hearthstone
it.
is getting back to its roots in a major way. We can't wait to show you how.
What does that mean? A major way.
We also have news for our Diablo community. Some of you were able to dip your toes into the depths of hell in the Diablo Immortal Technical Alpha.
Oh,
I
we don't care about that.
I really enjoyed seeing players embrace the multiplayer
Yeah,
aspect of
next.
meeting in town.
Next.
We can't wait for more of you to get your hands on it. So, it's only the beginning of the year, and already there is so much to look forward to, even though we can't yet be together in person.
Diablo 4.
The Overwatch League will be kicking things off in spring, and we'll be watching closely to see if the San Francisco Shock can continue their championship run.
I mean, the Overwatch League was okay.
World of Warcraft esports is back
Oh,
with
right.
the Arena World Championship and
Yeah.
Mythic Dungeon International already in full swing in Shadowlands.
Yeah, what about...
StarCraft 2
Oh.
and Warcraft 3 esports are going strong with our friends at the
Wow.
ESL Pro Tour.
Warcraft
And
3
qualifiers
esports?
are already underway for the
I didn't know
first
about that.
online stop of the 2021 Hearthstone Masters Tour, with the first event taking place next month.
Okay. So
But
they're putting a focus on esports.
Before we get
That's
too
good.
far ahead, let's take a look one last time to when times were a little simpler. In the early 1990s, the internet was a
Okay.
baby. CD sales
Do we
finally
need
eclipsed
this
cassette
still?
tapes. Cassette tape, it's a rectangle piece of plastic, and there's a tape
Not
inside,
funny.
and music would get recorded on.
Not funny.
Sometimes you needed a pencil to wind it and make it tight. I know, it sounds crazy. We were all playing video games on Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, DOS, or Mac PCs. I personally was a master of config sys and AutoExec BAT. So many simple things in simple times. If only we could relive them.
Boomer comments incoming. Okay.
The stage is set. The green flag drops. Let the carnage begin. Holy Toledo!
3 games. Lost Vikings, Black Thorn, and Rock and Roll Racing. Okay. Original editions. New features. Okay, so new features, new additions. Except, what did it say? Except Rock and Roll Definitive? Is that what it said? We've already got little asterisks going on. Little warnings.
Unbelievable! Whoa!
For Rock and Roll Racing only. Okay, you guys have to look at the fine print here. It's like, look at all these cool things. Only for one of these games that we're talking about. Okay. Blizzard Arcade Collection. Switch, Battle.net, PS4, Xbox One. That looks cool.
The Blizzard
I'm
Arcade
into it.
Collection, featuring the Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, and Blackthorn. These are ports of the games just as you remember them, allowing you to relive the original experience of all 3 titles.
I mean,
in
if you don't have
13
any
different languages.
if you don't have any nostalgia
With a
for these
couple of quality
games,
of life
then
upgrades.
it doesn't really matter that much.
As an example, we include very modern, cutting-edge functionality that wasn't available in the early 90s.
Okay.
Both saving and loading of games.
I mean, yeah.
And for
we'd
those of you who
expect that
purchased
for
any
probably a
Blizzard
$60
Digital
game.
Anniversary Bundle via Battle.net, you'll automatically receive the Blizzard Arcade Collection on PC today. Now,
Oh.
you ready to hear about some other video games?
Yes, please.
Let's hear what's next.
All
for
right,
World of
so
Warcraft.
it's available today. Cool. I wonder how much money it is. That's my question. Sylvanas. Here we go. We're getting into the good stuff now.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. No matter where you are, World of Warcraft unites us all.
Yes,
Whether you're
I like
exploring
World
the
of
Shadowlands,
Warcraft.
Classic Azeroth, or another part of the Blizzard universe,
That art is
I'm
so
glad you could
good.
make it.
That
Because
art
we've
back
got
there,
a lot of good stuff to show you.
so good.
But first, let's start with some Covenant Pride. Kyrian,
Okay,
take flight.
this is cheesy.
Night Fae, let the hunt begin.
Okay. Okay.
Necrolords, to war!
This is
Cynthia,
cheesy.
let's party. The world has thrown a lot at us since the last
No.
BlizzCon. And the thing that's really kept everyone going on the WoW team has been
Stop.
connecting with all of you. The bonds we forge with our guilds and family and friends in WoW are powerful and real. As
Let's
WoW enters
party.
its 16th year and Blizzard celebrates its 30th anniversary, we're so grateful to have the most dedicated and friendly communities in gaming.
I don't know
Let's
about
recap the
that,
events in
but
Azeroth.
sure.
In WoW Classic, we fought an endless battle for South Shore and Torren Mill. We banded together to open the gates of Ahn'Qiraj and joined forces to take down Kel'Thuzad in his floating citadel of Naxxramas. In Shadowlands, we helped our Covenant recover from the Anima drought, brought on by Sire Denathrius, Master of the Vinthier and traitor to the Pantheon of Death. We survived the halls of Torghast and crafted legendary gear in our efforts to expel Denathrius from his castle lair. But innocent souls are still wrongfully being sent to the Maw. They face an eternity of torment, and heroes like Anduin remain chained in its depths.
Okay.
The jailer continues to grow in
Yeah,
power.
that jailer's a
He's preparing to break free
bitch.
from the Maw and complete his plan to unmake the entire Warcraft universe.
Yep.
And Sylvanas. You may be wondering what she's been up to all this time.
Bullshit.
Today,
That's what she's always up
we're
to.
excited to unveil our
Oh, no.
first major content update
no.
for
Oh, no.
Shadowlands.
Is it Sylvanas?
Chains of Domination.
Oh. Sounds kind of...
Look around you! What makes you believe you're not just a weapon to achieve his ends?
Enough! Join our cause, or be made to serve.
I like
Right now,
Sylvanas.
you hold all the power. Make
She's
your
cool.
choice, Sylvanas Windrunner.
But she's gone this far. She's not going back to the good side. Full on dark
Despite
side.
all our efforts, the Maw continues to grow. What if Denathrius' treachery is irreparable? The Primus is lost, and Bastion cannot save the Shadowlands alone.
None of this should have happened.
True.
Perhaps the Winter Queen could...
My Archon, a living soul, seeks an audience.
A mortal?
A king.
Da-da-da.
By all our measures, one who has spent his life striving for justice. One who would give anything to serve his people. One whose heart is true.
Very well. He may approach.
I like where the story's going for World of Warcraft. It's
Step
been pretty
forward.
good.
My Ascended have spoken of you. The king, held captive in the Maw.
That
And obviously,
prison
he's not captive
could
anymore.
not hold me forever.
Why have you come to Bastion?
You have a key that I need.
You will release this soul from your grasp.
Okay.
No. He is bound to me.
Gotcha.
Just
I see what she did.
Your own brother.
That's a twist. Very twisty. You couldn't get away from that? How could you not get away from that? I don't understand. Talking about a being that can fly. Yikes.
The vessel performed its part. Flee.
endlessly.
Lord Hog donated $10.
Thank you for the
Vara,
$10.
the savior from Fringe.
That's me.
They will see. Death was never meant to be chained.
That looks cool. Chains of Domination. The Maw awaits. Alright, that looked pretty good. That didn't look bad. That didn't look bad.
So intense. I know you probably have a lot of questions about what you just saw and what it means for the next stage of your Shadowlands journey.
I was just
Later
looking at the
today,
donations.
My teammates Ian and Jeremy will be telling you more about
something
Chains of Domination
mess
in our
up,
Shadowlands
or is
update.
it just being not updating?
Please check out
Well, thank you for
World
the
of
donation.
Warcraft channel to find out more. Next, I'm excited
Thank
to
you, thank
share
you.
our upcoming World of Warcraft charity pet program. We've heard a lot from our community about how much they love these pets and the opportunity to give to a good cause, along with ideas to make the program even better.
Okay.
So during this upcoming campaign, you'll
Chains
be able
of
to
the
donate
CCP,
whatever
exactly.
amount you wish to directly support our chosen charity.
Blizzard.
Once donations reach our goal, everyone playing World of Warcraft will get a pet for their collection as a thank you. Whether you were able to contribute personally or not.
Monotone. That was so
And to
intense.
make this a fun challenge, if we reach a
Yeah, the
stretch
Chains of
goal,
China.
everyone gets a second pet too. And here they are.
Meow.
The first pet is Bananas.
No,
Literally.
I'll pass.
He was originally available to a select few back in Burning Crusade era, so we're excited to give everyone a chance to adopt him. And if we reach our stretch goal, you'll also get Daisy the Sloth.
Of course,
She's an all-new
you'll hit your
pet
stretch
who'll hang
goal.
around your neck when you need a hug. Your donations during this campaign will go to support the medical humanitarian organization Doctors Without Borders.
Nice.
Also known by their French name, Médecins Sans Frontières, or MSF. They're an amazing group doing important
Hey,
work
that's good.
around the world.
That's good. Positive.
We're grateful to have such a generous community, and we hope you'll help support this worthy cause. We'll be sharing the details about the Charity Pet Program on the World of Warcraft website soon. So we've talked quite a bit about Shadowlands. Classic players, now it's your turn. It's my pleasure to hand off to my teammate, Holly Longdale. She's a longtime WoW player, a veteran MMO developer, and she's going to tell us what's in store for WoW Classic.
Oh wow! Content we already know about. What it features. Classic was a fun launch.
Hi, everybody. First, I'd like to thank all of you who have ever been part of the WoW community over the years. You know, online worlds like WoW have been a huge part of our lives for decades now. As a dedicated MMO fan and a developer myself, I remember hearing that Blizzard was going to be making their own MMO. And I thought, well, I guess I'll check out that beta. And sure, we all call the game WoW. But really, wow. I could not believe I got bit by the MMO bug again. I was so
well,
excited to be able to make a
this
night
whole
elf
presentation
hunter and
is
be like that famous dark elf ranger
not
from
great.
the books that I loved. I have to tell you, Azeroth was and still is a place I love to live. Since
It's so
last
just
year, I've had the great
overdone.
honor to work alongside
really
the WoW
is.
Classic team to bring these nostalgic experiences back to life for longtime fans and a whole new generation of players. As a fan myself, I've had so much fun in WoW. From the simple
It's
things
just
like
this
drive-by
this whole
buffing
presentation's
or
been very
making
stale.
friends on that
I feel like
long
except for the
haul from
one game trailer
Teldrassil
we
to
saw.
Ironforge, all the way to the absolutely staggering, like when I jumped blindly through the dark portal and was running through Hellfire Peninsula, heard this terrifying noise, and then saw the Fell Reaver.
Oh, they're one of
Biggest
those organizations
roamer
that
I had
supports
ever
the
seen,
CCP and
I
stuff,
was
don't
very
they?
glad I had feigned death in that moment.
She's boring. Hold on a second.
And that's the thing about WoW. These stories and experiences we all share keep us coming back.
They are,
time
aren't
after
they?
Time. With
They
that
are
said,
one of those, aren't
I'm
they?
super excited to be able to share with you where our adventures are taking
Okay, I
us
thought that they
next.
were I don't remember the name of the other one. I thought that they were another one, because there was another one that Blizzard did last year, the year before, which was a good organization, actually, because they do this every year. They do the whole pet thing, but usually, I think it was last year, the year before, it was a good one. Okay, you're right. That isn't one of the good ones. You're right, actually. I liked the idea of them doing charity fundraiser stuff, but I didn't realize they were one of the organizations that ignores like places, you know. They're a bunch of assholes. I didn't realize that it was that one. Yeah, Globalization Lovers Dream Charity, you're right. I thought it was the one that Blizzard supported like 2 years ago. There's a list. 2019? I think it was 2019 was a good one. I mean, classic is cool. But the thing is that we already know what content it features.
Has brought you to this end. Take my blood and choke on it.
Death to the outsiders!
I'll turn your world upside down.
That's cool. That guy's cool. Yeah, most good charities are crappy, but there are some good ones out there. There are some good charities out there. The Dark Portal reopens 2021. Wow, no information except reused content information. Wow.
Brings back so
Content
many
trailers.
memories, right? Like exploring the fungal forests of Zangar Marsh.
She doesn't know what that is.
Being awestruck at the chaotic
You don't
magic
know.
alive in Netherstorm.
They never sound
the
genuine
Draenei
because
in
it's so
Exodar,
scripted.
The Blood Elves in Silvermoon. I love playing them both. Do you
Do
choose
you?
to enlist the Aldor or the Scryers in your quest to fight the Legion? And of course,
We knew it
can't
was
forget
2021. They
gathering
announced
all your
it.
friends to fight Illidan at the top of the Black
But
Temple.
when? In
I can't wait
2021.
to relive it all with you. Since the team first set out on their own quest to bring the original WoW back to life, we have learned a ton about what
Well,
players are expecting
it's not just
from this
her
kind of
that sounds
experience.
fake. It's all of them
We've
sound
also
so
learned
fake.
when to keep things just as they were, and where we all might be open to some changes.
Yeah, we're
bringing
open to some
all these
changes.
lessons
Microtransaction,
into Burning Crusade
microtransaction,
Classic,
microtransaction,
with our primary
microtransaction.
goal to bring back the same feeling you had when you faced the Fel Reaver for the first time, or when you were digging through piles of Felhound poop.
Welcome to the Shit
Of
on
course,
Blizzard stream.
We can't get this right without you, our incredible community. Soon, you'll be able to revisit Outland yourself when beta starts and tell us what you think.
When?
Later, all WoW Classic
What
players are going to be
changes?
presented with a meaningful choice for each one of your beloved characters.
If there's changes, that means it's not the same game as we all remember.
Do you want to stay in the original Classic era forever? Whatever
Yes.
you decide, you can do it all with your one WoW subscription. Now, I know I've thrown a lot at you, but don't worry. We'll be getting into the details in our panel later today. So stick with us. We'll make sure you are prepared. And now we're going to hear what's coming up in Hearthstone.
Hearthstone's an okay game. It's just not a game that I put time into.
Greetings. We're truly excited to share
Hi.
with you everything that's coming to Hearthstone this year. But first, let's take a quick look back at the year of the Phoenix. We added our first new class, the Demon Hunter.
Wow,
and ventured into
first
the
new
ruthless
class.
Outlands. Then we went to Skullman's Academy and got to explore
pretty
dual
sure-
class cards and their powerful synergies.
No one cares.
And with our third expansion of the year, we brought you Hearthstone's biggest update ever, alongside the menacing old gods in Madness at the Dark Moon Fair. We launched a brand new game mode, Duels, that saw more than 10 million matches on its first day. We also introduced our long-awaited achievement system and made a significant overhaul to the rewards
Gotcha
and
Stone,
progression within the
exactly.
game.
Nope,
Now,
nothing on Diablo 4.
It's time to say farewell to the Year of the Phoenix and see what's in store for
Not a whole
Hearthstone
lot of
this
talk
year.
about nothing.
Welcome to the Year
Yawn.
of the Griffin.
Wow, look at that animation!
Over the last couple of years, we've made big changes to Hearthstone. Throughout the Year of the Griffin, we want to keep delivering
That's
fun,
shiny.
new experiences and make sure that the tens of millions of you playing Hearthstone are always
Ooh,
excited to log
tens
in.
of millions.
First up, we'll be giving the standard format its biggest shakeup ever with the launch of the core set later this year. The core set replaces the old basic and classic sets with a collection of 235 cards
Replaces
made up
them.
of some of the best from throughout the years, as well as 29 awesome brand new cards. And the best thing about the core set
Awesome, brand
is
new,
that it's
super
entirely
cool
free.
cards.
So, there's never been a better time to get into Hearthstone. Here are 3 of Hearthstone's legendary dragons, reimagined to feel more up-to-date and competitive for modern-day Hearthstone. Ysera the Dreamer. You'll finally receive her full arsenal of dream cards right
a
away.
dragon.
She's a nightmare for your opponents.
Wow,
Malagos the Spellweaver.
dragon.
He'll fill your hand with spells and is a powerful late-game play, worthy of the aspect of magic. And finally, everyone's favorite Black Dragon.
Wow, a dragon.
He's still as destructive as ever.
Actually, that's
but
cool.
timed correctly, he won't leave you empty-handed.
dragon.
We'll also be launching a brand new format, Classic, where you can play Hearthstone as it was when it first launched.
All they
Classic
keep
format
doing
will
is
be
keep
fully
re-releasing things in
complete with
Classic.
ranks
Wow,
and
Classic.
rewards
Hearthstone
using
Classic.
Hearthstone's original set of cards.
Leroy Jenkins.
If you want to relive the old school experience, then Classic is the place for you. With Classic revisiting the past, now let's take a look to the future and explore the first expansion of the Year of the Griffin.
I bet it's about dragons.
For a hero of the Horde, all roads lead to the crossroads.
When's Classic
You have
Overwatch,
come
guys?
for adventure,
Classic
but
everything.
the Baron wants to break you. Your axe must be sharp. Your wits must be keen. And your heart must be mighty.
Blizzard right now. Hey, remember when we were a good company? Exactly, that's all they're banking on. It's like, remember us when we were good and you guys liked us.
Strength and honor. This is who we are.
That is terrible voice acting. She did not sound enthused at all. That was so bad.
That's right. We're headed to one of Warcraft's most iconic locales, the
Okay.
Barrens.
Okay.
And we'll come face to face with the heroes that inhabit it. Starting with one of the Horde's most iconic and well-known characters, a fierce loyalist, one-time war chief that embodies the honor, loyalty, and spirituality of the Horde. Shadowhunter Vol'jin.
Wow.
Shadowhunter Vol'jin is a neutral legendary that allows you to either bolster your own board or weaken that of your opponents. And to celebrate the announcement of Forged in the Barrens, this card is available for free for everyone later today. So log into
That's so
Hearthstone
cool.
and claim your free copy of Shadowhunter Vol'jin. And as a
He's
bonus,
like yelling. You don't gotta yell. You have a
we're
microphone
also
right next
giving
to
away
you.
the brand new 30 Years of Blizzard card back.
Oh, that looks cool. Okay.
Next,
the one cool
we
thing
have
I've seen
another
so
hero
far.
of the Horde, who is making his first appearance in Hearthstone. The legendary Blade Master, Samuro, featuring the new keyword, Frenzy. Frenzy activates the first time a minion takes damage and survives. In Samuro's case, this can be used to clear your opponent's board.
That's
Heroes of the
OP.
Horde, like Samuro, are famous for their combat prowess. But others, like
That's
Thrall,
crazy.
are known for their powerful elemental magic. Take a look at this new shaman spell, Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning is a spell in a new cycle of cards.
I feel like that's a name of a card in
when you have
the best trading card game ever existed.
Ensuring that they're always useful at every stage in the game. You'll also notice that they're categorized as nature spells. With Forged in the Barrens, we'll be permanently introducing spell schools across the entire game, which enables a whole host of exciting new strategies. And don't worry, members of the Alliance will be featuring some of your most beloved heroes and locales later this year. But what I love most about the Warcraft universe is its amazing characters. And our final announcement is our most ambitious addition to Hearthstone yet. It introduces a brand new way to play with your favorite heroes. Hearthstone Mercenaries.
Oh,
Mercenaries
wow.
features strategic
Look,
RPG gameplay, where you build teams consisting of some of the most iconic heroes and villains from the Warcraft universe, including timeless characters like the infamous Sylvanas Windrunner.
Wow. So
and
cool.
Ragnaros,
female.
Elemental Lord of Fire.
A fire
You can also
guy.
expect to see some of Hearthstone's fan favorites, like the unstoppable Devilsaur.
Wow, a
King Crush,
dinosaur.
and the ever-growing Gruul the Dragon Slayer.
Wow, a titan.
You'll lead them in battle through highly replayable roguelike missions, where the map is randomly generated every time you play, and each node represents a unique challenge for your team to take on.
I think that Hearthstone's
Your heroes
a
gain
decent
level,
game.
new
It's
abilities,
just,
equipment,
it feels
that
very
can even evolve
ununique.
into
It's
more
like
powerful
trolls,
versions
orcs,
of themselves.
WoW
We're thrilled to
characters.
finally show you Hearthstone
It's just, it's
It
kind
is
of
scheduled
not that
to launch
unique.
later this year, and we'll have more to share with you down the road. Everything you've seen today
Dinosaurs.
is just a taste of what's coming in the Year of the Griffin. So don't
Wow,
forget to
Year of the
tune in to
Griffin
our
and
deep
no
dive
griffins in
panel
sight, only
after the opening
dragons.
ceremony, where we'll
That
share
makes sense.
more details on the core set, the new classic format, Forged in the Barrens, and our plans for Battlegrounds and Duels, as well as our upcoming single-player content. I want to thank the team for their amazing work. And on behalf of all
Is
of
this
us
an out of
at
season
Hearthstone,
April Fool's
we want
joke?
to thank the many millions of you who play our game. Your dedication and support
They've
is what
said
drives us to make
millions a
awesome
lot.
updates
Like,
and
we're supposed
pursue
to believe them.
ambitious and fun ideas.
The millions
We
of
can't
people
wait
that
to
play
kick
our
off the Year of the
games.
Griffin
The
with all
tens of
you.
millions of people
And we
that play
hope to see you
Hearthstone.
in the game soon.
We're
Next
not
up,
buying
you'll get
it.
an update on all things Diablo.
Finally! Yes! Good! The only Blizzard thing I care about. Oh, man. Okay.
Everyone. Thank you very much for joining us.
Immortal.
I am so excited to kick off the Diablo segment of our show, and I am honored to be here on behalf of all of our Diablo teams to share the news and updates we have in store for you today. We've got a lot of Diablo to cover, and I hope you'll agree with me that it's a great time to be a member of this community. All right, let's kick things off with Diablo 4. We first shared our game with you during BlizzCon of 2019,
Yes,
and
you
we've been
did.
truly humbled by your response. We've kept in touch through quarterly updates and sincerely appreciate the thoughts and valuable feedback you've provided as we unveil more and more of the game and share in its development. After all,
More.
Diablo belongs to you as much as it belongs to us. Most recently, we teased an update to our campfire screen, and savvy fans, of course, understood that we meant more than just the character lighting and fire visual effects. That's right. Today, we're happy to announce a brave new soul joining the barbarian, the sorcerer, and the druid on this dangerous journey back to Sanctuary. A class is one of the most exciting things you can announce in a Diablo game. This one is especially
Don't be
exciting to
lame.
me, as it's a re-envisioning of one of the first classes to ever appear in the series.
Oh, don't be
Let's have a
lame.
look.
Oh no. Guys, get ready for the disappointment. Everyone take a deep breath. Prepare for disappointment. Be prepared.
There is justice within the light. But you have to be patient. Now, pray with me. May Akarat guide and protect me.
May Akarat guide and protect me.
May he shepherd my soul.
May he shepherd my soul.
And grant it mercy.
Okay.
And grant it mercy.
What are you doing here? This
It's a paladin, isn't it?
But this
Something
is
like
confession.
that. It's got to be a paladin.
And I have sinned.
Oh.
I was
Maybe
a
not.
thief.
Rogue?
Who stole from
Rogue?
those more fortunate.
Yep.
I strayed from
That's
your
an ear.
light
That's another ear.
and found my trade in the shadows. They call it murder. I say, job well done. I am a thief, a heretic, a murderer, father. Will Akarat save me?
That was intense.
You mock our light. But those monsters were a scourge upon my flock.
I'm all ears.
You were the answer to their prayers.
Then we are settled. And you owe me.
Oh.
The name you seek is... Thank the heavens for you.
Heavens? I assure you, Father, the heavens didn't send me.
Alright, a rogue. Nice. Okay, that's cool. Oh, that looks good. Looks fascinating. That looks good. Oh, that looks cool. I mean, it's like a rogue. I mean, okay. I mean, the moves looked cool, but it's not a new or unique idea at all. It's been done in so many games. Oh, that's nice. Wow. That's very good. Yes, wow.
Just the sound of that ear getting pierced by the hook is so brutal. I feel like it's gonna haunt me for a long time.
Do you have
I've
to
been a huge fan
point
of
it
the
out?
Rogue ever since the original Diablo. Even seeing them come back as NPCs and mercenaries in Diablo 2's Rogue Encampment served as a great bridge between the games. With the setting of Diablo 4 being a larger world than we've ever played in before, we're excited
I'm so
to
sick
show
of companies
you
saying
not
that.
just what the successors to the original Rogues in the series have been up to since the fall of their order, but also what some of the
she didn't
other
look
Rogues
bad.
in the
It
world
didn't
of
look
Sanctuary
bad.
might look like. The mantra for Diablo 4 has been customization first, and the Rogue takes this to a whole new level.
Oh no.
From the beginning, the Rogue has been an incredibly flexible class, able to adapt to any situation.
Yeah, I mean,
Our
that's
goal
true.
is to let you create the kind of rogue that you want to play. Whether it's an unrivaled archer modeled after the original Sisterhood, or a cloak and dagger rogue from the darkest alleys of Chaldeum.
She looks
In
good.
Diablo 4,
that looks
you will
good.
have the freedom to create the rogue that you imagine by customizing the looks, the background, and the playstyle of your character. Please stick around for our segment later today, where I'll be joined by other members of the Diablo 4 team to share a closer look at the rogue class, as well as some of the open world gameplay that we're bringing to the game. Spoilers, those severed ears are not just for show. But Diablo 4 is not the only Diablo game we're talking about today.
Time.
If you're looking for an authentic Diablo experience on mobile, we've got you covered.
No.
Diablo Immortal has everything you'd expect from a AAA action RPG. From the visceral combat and epic loot to an all-new story, bridging the gap between the events of Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. Later today, you can join the Immortal team, where they'll talk about some of the things they've learned from their recent alpha test and what's next for the game.
I don't think
but
I'm good.
That's still not all. We have one last bit of very exciting Diablo news to cover. When you hear us talk about the classes, the items, or the stories of the early Diablo games, you may have picked up on the absolute reverent tone we reserve for that golden era of Diablo. Maybe you share that love of the classics, and just hearing us talk about them makes you want to take on Mephisto or Baal one more time. Or maybe even for the first time. After all, some of our favorite moments happened a long time ago, and not just in Sanctuary years.
In a galaxy far, far away.
If so,
here it
we
is.
have
Here it
a
is.
special surprise for you
Here
today.
it is. Here it is.
Let's check it out.
222. 222. Okay.
Now you know what I seek, Marius.
Is it going to be a remaster, or are they doing full remake? We've heard a remaster.
I'm not exempt. Look what they've done to me.
Yep.
Arise, Diablo.
Okay, it's real.
Of terror.
Yes.
Though this be our darkest hour, it may yet be your greatest moment.
I'm guessing it's just a remaster. We've heard rumors. Yep, remaster. Okay. We heard that it would be remastered. Ooh. Actually looks pretty good. Yeah, that actually does look really good. At least from this small little bit we're seeing. I want to see more side-by-side comparisons. Full cross progression, that's good. I swear if they say mobile or something as well, just imagine. The side-by-side comparisons that they showed looked pretty good. Oh no. Oh no, it's called Resurrected. Reforged was a fail. Resurrected, please don't be a fail.
After more than 20 years, the
Please,
Dark
no.
Wanderer has
I
returned.
beg. I can't go through
Once
this again.
He travels east.
2021. Okay.
Always east.
So this year.
Diablo 2 is a landmark game for Blizzard. Diablo 2 Resurrected is a full HD
It's also for
remaster
new consoles as
of
well.
both the original game and the expansion, Lord of Destruction. It takes the 2D sprite-based classic that we love and brings it into the present in 3D, utilizing up-to-date graphical rendering and lighting technologies.
It
also
looks-
includes modernizing all 27 minutes
Oh, no.
of cinematics, recreated
okay.
shot
Whew.
for shot with the explicit intention
Thought they were going to
of
say
preserving both
revitalizing the
look
store.
and the pacing of
Modernizing the store. Whew.
the Blizzard has a long history of games that we're proud of.
That they fuck up.
And when we think about Diablo 2, we think about it as a definitive pillar in our foundation.
Meaning we can get a lot of money
Now,
out of it.
It's funny to think that some of you
I
weren't even
swear.
born when D2 was released.
I swear.
Which makes it all the more important that we deliver an authentic experience wherever you play. We want everyone to relive their memories or experience the game for the very first time on their platform of choice. And so we're excited to bring Diablo 2 Resurrected to PC and console, along with cross-progression.
Okay.
And for those of you who are in love with the original, and you just wish it worked more seamlessly on modern computers, you can bring back all of that nostalgia exactly as you remember and enjoy the game in its original 2D form, much like we did with StarCraft Remaster.
That's nice.
Obviously,
that's good.
There's a lot to talk about.
Oh,
Later
no.
today, Diablo speedrunner Mr. Llama will host a roundtable with members of the development team on the dedicated Diablo channel. If you are a Diablo 2 fan, I encourage you to take a look. So, from Diablo 2 Resurrected, to Burning Crusade Classic, to the Blizzard Arcade Collection, it's a whole lot of looking back. And while we have teams dedicated to bringing these timeless experiences into your hands, it's actually a very small percentage of our developers working on these projects. Far more people are working on the future of Blizzard.
Please
And
put
in
a 2
addition
in chat
what
to
we'll be
pray
talking about
for
during the show,
Diablo 2.
We can't wait to tell you even more about our plans.
Please pray
over the course
for Diablo.
of this year and beyond. If you had asked us 30 years ago what gaming would look like today, none of us could have predicted the current Blizzard lineup of games. The advances in technology are one thing, but it's really what those advances have enabled that's even more incredible. If you think about the people who play games and the communities that have grown up around them, the way people can connect instantly, no matter where they are in the world, the way people are increasingly able to
Overwatch?
express their identity and celebrate
No
who
Overwatch
they
announcement?
are through their favorite games, communities, and platforms. The explosion of things like streaming, cosplay, and esports. It would have been hard to imagine any of that 30 years ago. And at Blizzard, that is what excites us about the next 30 years.
Money.
There is so much that we're working on.
Money.
And some of it you already know about.
Money.
The rest, we look forward to talking to you about it when the time is right.
A month after release when we
Just
slip
like the real
microtransactions in.
The worlds of Warcraft, Diablo,
I'll stop.
StarCraft, Heroes of the Storm,
Okay.
Overwatch, and Hearthstone are diverse, expansive, and full of potential. We are not only iterating on the experiences that you've come to expect from us, we're also exploring different ways to express our worlds and welcome more players from more places into them. And we aspire to continue to lead on priorities like accessibility and toxicity control, and to continue supporting causes that have a positive impact on the real world.
Gosh, you just
We
had
wanna
to
continue
say
to
that
bring
shit,
those
didn't
same
you?
feelings of joy and achievement
Toxicity.
that we all felt when we first defeated the Lich King.
Oh my
Beat
gosh.
Diablo. in hardcore
Diverse.
mode.
So they said diverse fighting
Because when we
toxicity.
geek out on those experiences with others,
What was the
we
third?
can't
They
help
said
but
something
see
else
the
too.
similarities between us and feel what's possible when we play together.
Okay.
Of course, there are new Blizzard worlds that we haven't visited quite yet. And when we do finally unveil those games and experiences,
Oh
our
no.
hope is that you will see in
no,
them
no
what we
Overwatch 2.
that
No
no matter
Overwatch
who
2.
you are or where you're from, they are spaces where you can create new stories,
Toxicity
new
control. What the
friendships,
fuck does
and
that
make
mean?
memories worthy of lasting a lifetime.
Oh
through it
no.
all, our mission statement of being dedicated to creating the most epic entertainment experiences ever, along with our core values, led by gameplay first, will
Sure.
continue to guide our way.
Sure.
So on
Money
behalf
first.
of everyone at Blizzard, thank you for being on this journey.
Well,
For me personally,
I guess I was okay.
it is the honor of my professional life to serve you, and the honor of all of us at Blizzard to be the caretakers of the worlds that you play in. We are so excited for what's to come this year, next year, and the next 30 years. Now,
okay,
what's coming next for the show? Well, it depends on where you watch.
So every Twitch channel
For
has
those
their
of
own
you
stream
looking
going on
for
right
an
now.
update on Overwatch, check out the behind-the-scenes look into the development of Overwatch 2 over on their
They're not
dedicated
showing
channel
any gameplay.
right after the conclusion of opening ceremonies.
There's also a
There,
Diablo
you'll
one
hear
going
about
on.
Overwatch 2, new content, new features, including
So-
new maps, hero missions,
Yeah.
talent trees, and more of what we think will make Overwatch 2 a unique gameplay experience.
Not
For
gameplay.
World of Warcraft, Diablo,
We're gonna head
and
over to the
Hearthstone,
the
you'll get a
Diablo
closer
one
look
for a few
on their
minutes.
respective channels. And on the dedicated strategy channel, some StarCraft
So-
legends will be going head to
That's
head.
cool. I'm gonna watch
Epic
that after stream, actually.
Once again,
That's actually really
welcome
cool. I'm gonna watch
to
that
BlizzConline.
off stream.
Be good to one another.
Next
Welcome
30 years, Tencent Blizzard.
Before we kick things off, here's a little something from a previous BlizzCon headliner.
Are you gonna apologize to Blitzchung? No?
Hey, thanks for having us. We're Metallica.
So,
Thanks for having us at
okay.
BlizzCon 2014.
Wow.
We would love to be there this year, but obviously can't
Metallica.
be.
I have the Diablo stream open as
Here we
well.
are,
The
and this
Diablo
is for
channel
you.
open as well. I don't know if there's gonna be. Yeah, but it's not on yet. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna get struck. I'm not even a Twitch streamer. I'm gonna get copyright struck. I don't think I'm into that. So I'm gonna put the Diablo one on quiet for now until until it goes on. So that was BlizzCon's opening ceremony. I'm gonna put on the Diablo channel, and I figured we could watch for about a half hour. So as you can see from the schedule that's on screen right now, at 3:05 it starts. At 3:05 starts Diablo What's Next, and then it goes till 3:35, and then it moves into the Voice of Deckard Cain. So I'm going to just keep it on this for right now. If you guys are interested in watching this, I'll totally stick by and watch it. But at 3:05, or you know, that it's technically in like 5 minutes, because there's only like a 5-minute gap because they're doing the Metallica thing. This is in PST for, it's me for EST right now. So it's 6 o'clock, so it's 6:05. In 5 minutes it'll be on. I figured we'd just watch the Diablo What's Next as well, and then that'll be like 20 minutes it says or whatever, or 30 minutes. So we'll watch that for about the half hour. But yeah, the thing with Metallica is that I wouldn't be able to keep it up anyway, and I want to be able to keep this stream up, so I figured I'd just leave it for now. Who cares about Metallica that much? You guys can look at them if you want, but we'll keep it on this. So that was BlizzCon's opening ceremony. I think that it was okay. It was very slow. Like a lot of gaming conventions and things in general, presentations, it was very scripted, which I didn't like. None of it really felt genuine, especially after last year's, where so many people were boycotting BlizzCon because of the things that they were doing, like with Blitzchung. It was okay. I thought it was alright. I'm mainly excited about Diablo, to be honest. That's why I want to watch the Diablo panel, or the Diablo What's Next, because this is like the only franchise of Blizzard's I support now. Because I like all the Diablo games, but I'm excited for Diablo 4. It's like the only Blizzard game I'm excited for, and Diablo 2 is cool as well. Now, let me preface that with, you know, we don't know. The games could be censored or something. They could be microtransaction to hell and back. They could be awful, terrible, disastrous. I like the idea of them, though. I think Grim is on the Dark Titan Media account, so Grim, you should take a breath, Grim. What is this? Oh, there's like a little comic thing going on. They're doing this little like comic thing. I'm just gonna, yeah, it's for the rock and roll racing and the what they just announced. So I'll just mute it for now for a minute. But we'll hang out for the next 5 minutes until the panel, or not the panel, but the What's Next starts, and we'll watch that. Because That's all I really care about knowing at this point is what the future of Diablo looks like. So, while we do that, what did you guys think of the presentation? Scale of 1 to 12, what did you guys think? 1 being the worst, 1 being the worst, 12 being the best. Let's see if in the future, if Diablo 4 can renovate Diablo. You mean, like, revitalize Diablo? Maybe. Maybe. The graphics did look pretty good. You know, Warcraft 3 was called Warcraft 3 Reforged, and this is called Diablo 2 Resurrected. I don't know, whenever they put an R, like, whether it's resurrected, reforged, revitalized, reestablished, it's turned out bad so far. So let's see what happens with Diablo 2. I hope that it will be good, though. -8, a 1, a 6, too much woke talk. Yeah, there was a lot. -3.5, 3.5, or 3.25, 6 out of 10, 5, 5, 4, 2, meh out of 10. I'd say it was like a 5, yeah, probably a 5 out of 12 or whatever. It was like a 5. It was okay. It was, I mean, all I cared about was Diablo. I was actually expecting some sort of Overwatch news for, like, Overwatch 2, but it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting any sort of Overwatch 2 news, like actual gameplay. Not an actual trailer, which is pretty disappointing. Maybe they'll do one tomorrow, because BlizzCon is today and tomorrow, but I'm going to be busy tomorrow, and it's going to be a lot of Q&As tomorrow, so I don't think we're going to see a lot of special gameplay trailers tomorrow, so I think it'll be okay. I hope they learned from the Warcraft 3 remaster. They probably didn't. It's Blizzard. You expect them to be a good company, finally? You expect them to be good? No. 1 free Hong Kong out of 10? Yeah, I agree. It's a good rating. We'll see what happens. Maybe, you know, maybe they'll all be good. Maybe all these games will be great. Maybe Blizzard will do a complete 180 and be great. It's more likely that Blizzard will do a complete 360 and change absolutely nothing. Because that's how it happens. That's how they act. It's quiet, I know. It's quiet because they're doing this little thing. Is Metallica still going? No, they're just showing the little comic at the same time. I guess I could play it. I guess I could play it.
Hey, look at me!
Oh, looks like we got an audience.
I'm getting good at this.
Diablo re-edition?
In the groove.
Turret online.
Rest assured, the future of Blizzard will be diverse. I know, they couldn't say the word diverse anymore if they tried. We saw the Diablo 4 trailer for the returning new class. There's your Overwatch. Yup, dead in a pile. Yeah, I don't really like the art style of this. What 60-year-old did they hire to draw this crap? That looks cool. That helmet's probably $180.
Welcome to the Diablo channel here at BlizzConline.
Hey, Rod.
I'm Rod Ferguson, the new executive producer of the Diablo franchise.
Hi.
And I feel very lucky to be here with you today. For the first time, Blizzard has brought all the different Diablo games, old and new, under one umbrella. And as head of the franchise, my goal is to make sure that no matter what you play on, no matter where you play,
you guys were saying it was
you can
too
look
quiet
forward to many
before.
years of unforgettable Diablo
How
experiences.
is it now?
Speaking of which, we'd like to take the next couple of hours to have a little fun and bring you up to date on 3 Diablo games we have in development. Yes, 3.
Yeah.
Diablo 4, Diablo Immortal,
Yeah.
and announced today, Diablo 2 Resurrected. First up is our Diablo 4 deep dive, followed by a visit from a very dear old friend. Trust me when I say you'll want to stay a while and listen.
Okay. Okay, alright, what are we getting? What are we seeing? Whew. Why do they talk this way? Because they're just reading.
Ever since we announced Diablo 4 at last BlizzCon 2019, we've been sharing updates with you guys through our blog, whether it's items, skills, zones, even user interface updates, and you guys seem to have really enjoyed that. Today, to mark the special occasion of BlizzConline on Blizzard's 30th anniversary, rather than doing a blog, we're actually going to share lots of video, introduce a new class like we saw in opening ceremonies, and also cover some open world topics, including mounts, camps, and PvP.
Yeah, this is like the ultimate blog post, right? We get to actually hand deliver it. This is the dream. It's all finally out there, and we can talk about all of it.
Just in case some of you guys missed it during opening ceremony, let's take another look at the Rogue Announce video.
It was quiet before. You guys were like, it's so quiet. We can't hear. I just turned it down even more. You guys were like, it's silent.
There is justice for this night, but you have to be patient. Now, pray with me. May Akarat guide and protect me.
May Akarat guide and
We already saw this. Do we have to watch it again? Give us something new.
Shepherd my soul.
may he shepherd
My voice is low now? Oh, no.
Granted mercy.
Okay.
And granted mercy.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, we just saw this. Show us something new.
But this is confession. And I have sinned. I was a thief. who
Nothing with
stole from
StarCraft.
those more
Blizzard's basically done with StarCraft.
I strayed from your
That's so
light
creepy.
and found my trade in the shadows. They call it murder. I say, job well done.
Watch out if you don't like violence. Be careful. What is this? This is the trailer that we just saw it a couple minutes ago. This is the trailer for the Diablo 4 class, the new one, the Rogue. Well, it was a previous class in another Diablo game, but it is new to 4.
Save me.
You mock our light. But those monsters were a scourge upon my flock. And you were the answer to their prayers.
Then we are settled. And you owe me.
The name you seek is... Thank the heavens.
Yeah, the new old class. Yeah.
Heavens. I assure you, Father. The heavens didn't send me.
Instead of showing us the same trailer, they could show us like a slightly different one. I think she looks good. I think that she looks okay. I obviously want to see more gameplay, not just like these cinematic trailers. I like seeing, well, this right here is like in the actual game, but still. It's like so much editing, you don't really see real battles, what they look like, you have to run away, all that. That move looks cool. Jeez, that was loud. And here he puts all the ears in, because that's disgusting. I swear if the next trailer is also just going to be a replay of the other Diablo trailer we saw, of the Diablo 2 trailer, then then all this what's next for Diablo is literally just the same trailers. I guess we'll see in a minute. Because maybe that's what they did. They're literally just showing the trailers they just had
I love that
previously
ending.
shown. Oh, maybe not.
There's two things. There's the rain of arrows off the mount for the win, and then
That looked good.
when that guy takes the ear and he stretches it onto
That
that
guy?
hook right at the end. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
That ear box never gets old. You know, I always wonder where all those ears from Diablo 2 when you kill other players went.
Now you know there's some creepy guy in a church collecting ears and putting them in a box. Just what we always thought.
No spoilers, but we're going to be hearing a little bit more about World PvP a little bit later in the segment, but ears are definitely making a comeback. But let's go back to the class, because
Ears
there's
are making a
nothing more
comeback.
exciting to be able to introduce to a
interesting.
Diablo game than another class for players to check out.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool thing. We don't get to do this
I
very
like
often,
the
right?
more,
I think it was
the
you
more
that
class
said that,
options, the
John,
better.
that there's always room around the campfire.
There's always a little room.
We had kind of like very core archetypes to begin with. The brute strength of the barbarian, the arcane knowledge of the sorceress, kind of a return of a shape-shifting classic with the druid. No RPG lineup is complete without that dexterity class that's kind of
Fair
like
enough.
defeating enemies with finesse, with speed. And we kept coming back to just the idea of bringing it to the
Do you guys
kind
not
of the
have ears?
godfather of all dexterity-based archetypes, the rogue that we saw in Diablo 1.
I mean, you got to be excited to have the rogue back. I mean, I know that like when we were exploring different classes, like you had talked about some of your experience with Diablo 1, right?
Oh, for sure. So one of the things that's super cool is like the rogue was always able to adapt their play style. So fans of Diablo 1, Diablo 2 rogues will be able to create very archetypical rogues, starting with the weapon selection. On the melee weapon side, rogues can
Let's
use
see.
swords and daggers,
Okay. Yep.
as well as bows and crossbows on the ranged side.
Yep.
You know, just those sort of dagger attacks mixed
So she
with
is still
bow
gonna be
attacks,
very
it's like,
versatile.
It just looks great on screen. With all the classes having this real strong identity as far as the animations and what they do, you think about the druid and shapeshifting, or the barbarian with sort of, you know, his leap attacks. There's just all these great things that you discover with the rogue that you can't really do with other classes.
I love that you can start cosmetically from such a iconic place where you're wearing the red armor, you kind of look like part of the
it is very
sisterhood
iconic,
of the Sightless Eye from the original games. You know, you can maybe even add some tattoos into the mix, some scars, make that rogue your own.
the customizations
Or if
look
your
okay.
fantasy of the rogue is a more traditional RPG outlaw, you're definitely able to create that and put on your
that
kind of
looks
hood
good.
and half mask
That
and
looks
be more of a
good.
shadowy character.
Yeah, and the character customization, you kind of mentioned it, being able to craft that, you know, that the class of your dreams or your nightmares. It was a feature that I was honestly super nervous about when we started, because we never had this in a Diablo game. But seeing where it is now is one of those things that like I'm super excited about with where we're at. There's just a lot of creativity and fun looks, and you can be that you know, tattooed criminal outlaw, or you can be a more noble looking kind of, you know, sort of like thief with good morals.
Well, one of the things that we
exist?
kind of kept running with beyond just the cosmetics was customization. We had this this niche to fill in the class lineup that spoke to the finesse player, to the dexterity player, and just that everyone's idea of what that could be was a little bit different, whether it leaned more on range or melee. But we took that a little bit of a step further. We really wanted to have each class in our game have that one thing that makes you go like, that's bullshit when you see a player use it, and then makes you want to re-roll that class, because no other class gets it. For the
Why would
rogue,
you
it's the class
want
specialization.
that,
The
though?
3 specializations are combo points, Shadow Realm, and exploit weakness.
Yeah, that looks
I like
cool.
Shadow Realm because I take the problem and I make it smaller. I mean, it's just I just pull
Alright,
three
so we can
guys
also
into the
kind of
Shadow
see the
Realm
symbols at the
and
bottom
duke it out,
too.
and then I come back in. I'm like, all right, smaller problem.
The HUD looks good.
I love the idea of exploit weakness. The way it works is during some of the enemy attacks,
In before
players will see an icon
microtransactions,
flash over the enemy's head, during which
that is the
time
unfortunate
they will get
thing
to
is
retaliate with much
we're
more
probably
damage
gonna
than
see
an
a lot of
ordinary attack.
microtransactions
If you're quick
in
on the
these
draw,
games.
this is the
Hopefully not, but
specialization for you.
probably.
I'm just like a little bit skill capped there, and you know, like every time I try to make it work, I'm just a little bit shy of the skill level that's required for that.
It's almost like you're a surgeon, and it requires a really strong ability to assess what's happening all around you.
My personal favorite is the combo point specialization. As you might expect, this ability lets you build multiple combo points, which enhance your spender's effectiveness in combat. It basically, you just like get into this rhythm of combat of like 3 builders to a spender, lets you build up to these big moments. It almost makes like a rhythm game out of combat, which I really enjoy. And the way the class specializations work is you will work with one of the world groups of rogues around the world in Sanctuary that you will find and do class-specific quests that no other class can do. Whether it's the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye, the remnants of that order that you choose to work with, or the mercenaries of Kyrgyzstan, or the outlaw smugglers of the swamps of Hawazar, depending maybe on
Take
what
out your
speaks to
phones,
your,
ladies.
class fantasy, or depending on which
better be
specialization speaks to you or
prepared.
you find more powerful, you'll be able to complete that quest line and then activate that specialization, which then you can mix and match with any of the playstyles. So you could be a combo points, ranged, or melee player, but you could also be an exploit weakness, range, or melee, or hybrid player. It just gives the class such huge variety in builds and playstyles.
I love how that ties into the open world aspect. The ability to go to Kyrgyzstan or Hawazar and get these special quests that only the rogue can get. That touches on one of the things that I love that we've done, which is like connecting the weapons and equipment to regions. When you're exploring the world and you pick up a sword in Kyrgyzstan, it's a scimitar, right? If you're up in Skazglen, which is up in the north, it's more of like a broadsword.
I like
it's
those
this
subtle
sort of
differences.
It's a subtle thing, but I think it really, different armors that you get in different regions look like they're from the place.
I like that.
And so
I do
giving
agree.
that
I like
sense
it.
of place in the world is something that I every time I play the game, I feel it, I see it in just like subtle ways, and just really enhances the overall sense of immersion and experience. And I just want to see what's around the corner.
The weapons are also like, going back all the way to Diablo 2, just such an integral part of the class, and the ability to augment your weapon through magic, through enhancements, is just something that really spoke to us when we try to tap into the core of the class. Going back to those mercenaries that you could hire, it was always kind of cool to see what kind of special arrow shot they would come with. And it's something we paid homage to with the imbue system. All the way from directly elemental imbues like the frost imbue, which feels a lot like the ice arrows that the D2 mercenaries used to shoot, all the way to we expanded it to feel a little grittier, a little darker, into things like poison imbue and shadow imbue. Just the ability to take any sort of attack and kind of
culturally appropriated weapons.
That kind of clicked for me, that I could take any ability and imbue it with either of those elements. Rain of arrows with frost and rain of arrows with acid is completely different, right? Like you're essentially freezing the battlefield, and then I just love poison imbue because of the gruesome deaths.
I mean, this is pretty. This isn't
experience.
that good of a concept. It's not that unique of a concept. I like it. It's just
a field of goatmen melting to nothing. You just kill everything on the screen in a gory mess, which I never really gets old.
It's a really flexible way to take a build that you're already comfortable with, that you already like. Say you're really comfortable with flurry and shadow step as kind of your melee skills, and you find yourself needing more crowd control. Without changing your playstyle, you can just add the frost imbue to your bar, and now you're able to use those same abilities to slow down enemies or build up to a full freeze.
Yeah, and frost imbue plays pretty well with group play as well, right? Where I can freeze an enemy and somebody else can blow it up.
Or also the way that chills work in the game, they build up to a full freeze. So if your best buddy is a sorceress player, your chill spells and your frost imbue chills will actually build up faster than if you were using a single player. So just ask to open with Blizzard.
Again, pretty
before you
standard.
Frost imbue, and
They're acting
you'll
like
basically
this,
freezing
like they're
enemies
creating
twice as
it
fast, which is
themselves.
super awesome synergy. So the last thing that's
specifically
worth
for this
spending some time
game.
talking about the rogue is like how mobile the class is, just how able the class is to kind of close the gap between themselves and the enemy. Even while they're mounted, you might find yourself, a full screen away and just dismounting into a rain of arrows, closing the rest of that gap with maybe like a dash.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like
getting
it's
back
very
out of there,
safe.
dropping some shot
Nothing
drops.
is
They can
brand new,
basically
not
control
innovative
the
that much.
fluid
Grimdawn
motion
is
of combat
more of
in a
an
way that
innovation
no
than
other
this.
class can.
I do agree. Yeah,
That's something that beyond all of the other customization options that you have, whether it's the play style, whether it's the range at which you engage with enemies, whether it's the cosmetics, just the sheer mobility of the class lets you just adapt to the situations. Even when you would have totally been toast as another class, a room full of elites, you're able to use offensive abilities in creative ways. Abilities like shadow step, right? Like abilities like Shadow Realm, abilities like dash. So you're able to kind of like use them to your advantage in a way that gets you out of a very dangerous situation by picking that one lone skeleton archer that maybe is not surrounded by everything else. You can shadow step there, get out of the way, and live to fight another day, which just feels like such a rogue thing to do.
When I play the rogue, I really do feel like surgical precision. I really feel like I can move through the whole screen without. It feels kind of effortless and almost sometimes a little unfair. It's like when I go into Shadow Realm and I'm dashing, I'm like, am I cheating? Did I just break the game?
And we'll hear more about PvP in a little bit, but I just couldn't go without mentioning that some of our most feared PvP players on the team play rogue, and just the way they're able to like surprise you. You might be with a group of friends.
It's a rogue. You're shadow stepping around.
Lets them go to the middle
got
of the
poison
group,
arrows and
unleash a
ice
rain of arrows
of
that's
course.
frost
They're
imbued,
good.
and before you know it, you're all frozen. And looking at a rogue while you're frozen, let me tell you, there are fewer scarier things in our game right now than that.
So Luis, this was this was like the ultimate blog post. This has been a lot of fun getting to share a new addition to the campfire.
Right.
And of course, there's probably going to be more in the future,
It was
right? We always say there's a
okay.
little bit
It's
more
just
room
like-
around that campfire.
That's right, and that pretty much wraps it up for the rogue. So why don't we go to Joe and Karina and learn a little bit more about those open world features that we promised.
Well,
All right,
thank you to
so-
Luis and John for introducing
else do
the
they
Rogue,
have
which
to say?
I'm really excited that we finally got a chance to talk about and announce to the community. And we're here today to talk to you about Diablo 4 and the open world.
Okay.
Now, I think maybe the best way to start this conversation, Karina, would be just for me to ask
mean,
you,
the
like,
thing
what
is
are you
that
what are you most excited
it's
about?
open
What
world.
we're adding in Diablo 4 for the open world.
What can you say
feature,
about an open world?
What are you most excited to talk about?
I guess I could
first?
talk about features.
I am really excited about just exploring the world. I am a huge completist.
What
naturally.
kind of
It's the way I
answer is
play,
that?
and I
That's the
love
point of open
exploring and looking
world.
out at every single
I'm
nook and
excited to
cranny. The more
explore.
this game has been growing, particularly since last BlizzCon.
Okay.
The more fun I am having just
Jeez.
riding around the open world on my mount and exploring everything I possibly can.
Yeah, it's really fun, I think, now that we've kind of taken Sanctuary and just made it so much larger when you're playing through the game. When you compare it to like Diablo 3 or Diablo 2, there's tons of like exploration and movement throughout the world in those games, obviously.
It looks
but
good,
now that
like
we've
the
really been
game
able to
itself that
embrace
we're
the open
seeing, the
world
gameplay
concept,
looks
we can really
good. It's
dive much
just
deeper into like
I want more
how does Sanctuary
substance.
actually all fit together. Like be able to ride from Skazglen to the Fractured Peaks, it's very, very interesting that way. One of the things about that
Is
that I think is
Rogue
really
gender
neat
locked?
is the collection
Can I just make a
aspect of
prediction
mounts.
now?
So I mean, there's
I'm going to make a prediction now that Rogue is going to be gender locked, and I say this because they didn't show us any customization for a male Rogue, just the female Rogue, which would suck a lot.
hoof plates you can get and trophies to show off your accomplishments.
So much for diversity, right, guys?
It's really cool that like you mentioned with the horseshoes, you get to actually change the speed at which your horse can run, and it's something I like to be able to customize the horse to the type of gameplay that I like to enjoy as a player. And it's really, really fun. I like the amount of variety
Here
that
it
you
comes,
get.
the $40
there's
horse
more to mounts than
skin.
just that as well. So like one thing we know we
I
didn't
don't
want to
like
do
the
with
idea of
mounts
gender
in Diablo
locking
4 is
though.
we didn't want to have like
They're
jousting,
talking about
this idea
as much
of, like, fighting
diversity
from
and
horseback.
as many
It's not really the
options as
Diablo
possible.
experience.
I know they're gender
that's
locked, but
something
listen,
I'm
they're
super
talking about
excited
Diablo
for.
4 being different and being more diverse and giving more options. You would think
dismount
that
skill
they
ice dash,
wouldn't
where
like
she
be gender
shoots
locked. You would
forwards off her
think that
mount
there would
and
be
destroys everything in her
options
path. But with the Rogue,
because
we got
they're
to have a little bit
talking
more fun
about
with it.
all this
And the animation department has done a
diversity
fantastic
and all these
job of
options.
having her leap up into the air.
That for
and,
me is
fire
like
down,
the
rain of arrows that destroys everything. It's really, really cool. It feels really
definition
good.
The idea of like
of
leaping from
characters
your saddle
being
and just raining arrows down on your enemies as
of
you
the
pass
characters
by, getting down the
being
frame and starting to
diverse and
sprint,
giving
like,
the most
stab
options. Do you
people
guys
and
know what I
poison
mean?
people, like, that is
Like
is
if they're
spot on
talking
what
about,
we're looking
hey,
for.
all
Being
these
able to jump
options
in,
and
engage with
diversity,
enemies,
then let
from
us
your
pick
horse,
our own.
and then just fight it
I
out,
know
duke
that
it out
they've
using
all
your skills
been.
and
I
everything else
know
like
that
you want.
they've
It's
all
interesting that
been. gender
Your mount
locked.
can't get damaged, but if a monster actually attacks
what I'm
you while
saying
you're
is
mounted,
that
you will actually be forced to dismount.
if they're
So there
they
is
really
a
want to
flip
give
side
more
of actually
diversity and options, like they've been
judging for
ranting
yourself
about this whole
when you do want to
time,
use that skill
then
in
they
order to
should
prevent you from being
not
forced off
have that.
unintentionally.
I get that
Yeah,
that's the
there's
way it's
definitely
always
a little
been,
bit of
though.
gameplay there
And
to
I
make
don't
sure that you're
expect them
using
to
it in a
change
way
it.
that is
I
most
just
appropriate to help you
wish
get where you're trying to go, and also
they'd
fight the
let
monsters you
people
want to fight.
choose
One of the
the
things
gender
I'm most
they
excited
wanted.
about for the open world right now is this feature we have called
Like,
camps.
if they really
camps
wanted
are
to talk,
basically
yeah, they're
these,
sexist company. I don't expect
strongholds
true
of
diversity.
evil
If they wanted
out
true
in the
diversity,
overworld.
then
You know, you gotta
I just
remember
wish
that,
that they'd
you
like
know, decades ago,
add those
during the
options.
events of
But
Reaper of Souls,
I
you know, when Malthael rose
understand
to
that they've
power,
all been
the
gender
Reapers
locked.
killed like 9 out of 10
I'm not
people
saying that they
throughout
weren't.
Sanctuary. Like a tremendous number of people passed away. Now there's a big power
But
vacuum
that's
out
been
here,
their whole
decades
presentation
later.
is
And
diversity,
these monsters
diversity,
have started to
options,
move
options,
into these places.
options.
Bandits, monsters, goatmen, all kinds of different creatures, skeletons, the undead, have started to like
so 1 and
resurface
2
and
were
come
locked,
back into these areas and start
and
to take them for
genders were in
themselves.
D3.
You, as the hero of Sanctuary, get to kind of wander through these spaces and begin to reclaim them for the people of Sanctuary. That's part of what makes them really, really neat. Each of them have their own
It's like
story.
they talk
their own
about
unique fixed place in
diversity
the
and
world.
changes,
Unlike quests,
and then
quests
they
is something
there,
that
there's
happens
not.
randomly in the world, and you can come across them anyway. Camps are a permanent fixture that you, as the player, when you come across that evil, you can actually have a real impact on the open world that everyone else can see, because once you have defeated.
Okay, so I'm looking on I'm looking on the Diablo 4 forum, and they had answered questions really quickly. They had answered questions on the Diablo 4 forum, and it says that they anticipate that the characters will not be gender locked. What kind of answer is that, Blizzard? They anticipate that the characters won't be gender locked? We'll see.
And would regularly raid their community. And the people had to come up with a solution. They weren't strong enough to defend themselves from these cannibals. So they made a dark bargain with a demon. And
yes, there were, so Diablo 3, nothing was gender locked. You could pick male or female in Diablo 3. Diablo 1 and 2 were gender locked. Diablo 3 wasn't gender locked, and they're saying they anticipate for 4 it won't be gender locked. It won't. We'll see.
Appear in some of these places afterwards. Like, there's all kinds of things that occur after you take over the camp and liberate it from these forces of darkness. And again, it's just so cool to see you permanently change the world as you find these places and kind of wander through and solve these problems. One of the other neat things about camps,
right? They can't confirm without a green light,
just
but
broadly speaking, is we have so many more opportunities now.
Yeah, it's a non-answer.
Kind of
Blizzard's favorite
movement.
kind.
It pushes the bar vertically.
I'm just
as
making
well
a
as
guess
horizontally,
that
and
it's
we now have been playing around with the idea
gonna be gender
of jumping
locked.
across chasms to allow the player to get access to a location that they previously didn't have.
There's all kinds of areas where players will like find their own path, allowing them extra movement options they haven't had in previous Diablo games.
We are also in a vertical top-down camera for the environment, and so it really breaks up the plane that you typically see as, like, not only as a developer, as an animator, but also as a player. There's such a huge variety of things that you can possibly do to mix it up and make things a little bit different. There's like certain puzzle elements to it. That it's not so straightforward and not always obvious. So it's not just a matter of running through the world and getting, to your goal. It's you have to think about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's not
Now,
that new.
Karina, I know that you're very excited about PvP.
I'm a huge fan of PvP. I love the first time that we all actually had a chance to, as a whole team, play PvP.
Stop with the gender shit. I want as many options as possible for people.
And what that showed me is that I find everyone they either
the
love
more
it or
options,
they
the
hate
better.
It. And I personally love it. I really enjoy it. So the way that PvP works is that the hatred of Mephisto has been bubbling up from hell and has created these areas in the open world that you can freely walk into that kind of consumes you and makes you turn against your fellow players.
PvP, even in these areas, these fields of hatred, right? Even in these spaces, it's not like mandatory. So these are optional places players can choose to go to kind of collect shards of hatred that they can collect from like killing monsters, from completing events, opening chests, all kinds of ways to earn these things, not necessarily just killing players. And as you earn these shards of hatred, they're kind of in an unpurified state. They're in a basic state. You need to bring them to a purification event in order to turn them into a currency that you can then use in the nearby like small encampments around the fields of hatred. And what's really neat about that is that when you're trying to purify these things, that's when everybody nearby finds out and hears like, oh, okay, well, someone's actually trying to complete a purification ritual. We need to go and kill those players and take all of their shards before they finish. But once you purify them, they're yours. You can't lose them. But before they're purified, they're free game.
Yeah, I think it's really important to note that, like, even if you don't want to engage with other PvP players, you can actually explore those areas and collect the shards of hatreds from specifically monsters. But the second you need to then turn them in and purify them into a currency where you can spend them on gear, trophies, and other content, you actually are hostile yourself and actually can be attacked during that single moment. But I think that really creates a lot of opportunity for you to team up with friends for just that one little moment in order to gain the reward that you spent so much time collecting.
So you call it earlier that the shards of hatred are used for like some of the vendors you can find in the fields of hatred. There are some special vendors that only kind of arrive in these areas. They'll have special costumes or new mounts and weapons and things along those lines. Nothing that's like strictly more powerful than stuff you can get in other parts of the game, but stuff that really like speaks to your desire as a PvP player. And I think one of the things that's really kind of neat about the system in general is that as a player, if you choose to go hostile, betray other players that are near you, try to get as many shards of hatred as you can, you're going to slowly begin to kind of like infuse yourself with that same curse of Mephisto. And you're going to become a vessel of hatred. Now, once you do that, everyone within a very large radius of you is going to be able to see you as a threat on the map. And they're going to get a bonus for killing you.
Oh.
So when that occurs, you have a set amount of time you need to survive. Okay. And if you're able to do that without running away or jumping in a town portal and trying to escape, if you're able to do that and finish that period and manage to escape or defeat your people who are coming to try
like
to
an
destroy
interesting concept.
you're going to get a really big bonus at the end. And that's been really, really exciting to watch in our playtests already.
That sounds like it
we're
could be
kind
good.
of wrestling for this status and then trying to defend it once they actually achieve it.
Yeah, and there's also the ears that you get to collect as a trophy. It harkens back to D2, where I think you could sell the ears for 1 gold. I don't know if we're going to be doing that. I know we were playing around with them as a currency at one point, but I think right now it's just a cool trophy that you get to collect and show off.
Yeah, right now, very, very cool trophy. The thing was really neat about the Diablo 2 ears, like you could fill up your whole inventory with them, obviously, but being able to see like the people that you took the ears from, like seeing their character names on there was always like the interesting, fun part. Kind of like proof, like I got that person that time, right? So we want to make sure that we embrace that aspect of it. That's the important part for us. I think that's going to be a really, really great callback to Diablo 2 PvP.
Right, yeah. So I love where PvP is going, and I love that it is such it's only one part of how large and open the world is, and really harkens back to the adventure in me when I play the game. How do you feel?
I'm super excited as well. I mean, there's so much to look forward to in Diablo 4 right now.
Yeah, they said it's optional, which is good.
The surface. In general, as a Diablo fan, there's a lot to be looking forward to in the franchise in the future. Thank you so much for watching today. We look forward to speaking to you more about this game and others in the future.
So, that's it. That's where I'm going to pause the stream because that was basically it for the what's next in Diablo. I thought that BlizzCon was very interesting, the opening ceremony, and I wanted to watch the Diablo section specifically. I thought that BlizzCon's opening was okay. Out of everything that we got teasers of, I'm most excited for Diablo 4 and Diablo 2 Resurrected. That's what's called? Yeah, Diablo 2 Resurrected. Mainly because Diablo is one of the few franchises left of Blizzard's that I actually care about. While I would like to see Overwatch 2 news, who knows how Overwatch 2 is going to turn out. Like, we have no idea if Overwatch 2 is going to be good, if Overwatch 2 is going to be bad. And when it comes to, like, World of Warcraft is fun, but I don't play it constantly. I'm not a die-hard lover of World of Warcraft. And while I do play Classic here and there, maybe even, like, WoW Retail here and there, again, like, I didn't see a ton of innovation from Blizzard today, which is the big problem. Maybe over the rest of the day and tomorrow, there will be more announcements for games. Maybe they will announce Overwatch 2 and, like, actually show gameplay or a trailer, but I don't think so. I doubt it. Just because today and tomorrow, a lot of what BlizzCon is Q&As. It's not a lot of gameplay and showing these projects off. It's just a lot of Q&As. That's why I really only wanted to stream the opening ceremony and also the Blizzard panel or the Blizzard What's Next, just because, like, that's, again, what I'm most excited for. And I feel like the opening ceremony is, like, the most important part because you get the sneak peeks at what they're announcing and what the biggest projects are that they're working on. I hope genuinely that Blizzard can get better and become a better company. Now, do I have a lot of hope in them to do that? Not necessarily, because Blizzard is such a hit and miss company. I mean, let's look at last year. We had Warcraft 3 Reforged. Terrible launch. It was one of the most lowly rated games on Metacritic and in general. They never really did anything to it to fix it a ton. And I like their franchises like Diablo, but I truly don't see a lot of innovation here. But Regular Dad said innovation is nothing, basically. Innovation is shit. Money is where it's at. And that's true. Ultimately, all these companies care about is money, especially a company like Blizzard that time and time again proves they don't really care about what fans want or what consumers want. They only care about making money. That's their biggest worry. I thought that BlizzCon was okay. It wasn't amazing. I'm excited that we got some news about the new Diablo 4 class, Rogue. Well, the new old character, Rogue, is joining the game. And I'm glad that we saw a tiny little bit of Diablo 2 Resurrected. We only really saw a little bit of gameplay in side-by-side comparisons. I hope that soon we're going to see more. Maybe another trailer, maybe some gameplay. But this is where I'm going to wrap up the BlizzCon stream. For the next 5 minutes or so, I'll answer any questions that you guys have. So if you all have any questions or comments on BlizzCon, the opening ceremony in Diablo, feel free to put them into the chat now. More like Warcraft 3 Deforged. It's so true. Like, it could have been good. It could have been, but they wanted to put in as little effort as possible, and they did just that. And they got nuked into orbit for that. I will take great gameplay over innovation, though. I don't think that every game needs to be 100% complete innovation. I don't think that every single game needs to be some brand new, groundbreaking, innovative idea. I just wish that more games were more innovative. Like, they at least had some sort of unique system or really amazing story. I mean, let's look at something like Ghost of Tsushima. Was the gameplay the most groundbreaking? No, but it was done perfect. It was done perfectly. The story was amazing. The characters and just writing were really great. It overall was a really good game. Not because it was the most innovative, but because it did everything so perfectly with a little bit of innovation. Really quickly, also, let me check something. Hold on one second. I'm going to do this really quickly. Let me open my battle.net. I want to see if their games are on the store yet. Oh, it's not even gonna it's not even gonna work. Okay, I'll put this back for a minute. Battle.net. I want to see if they have the you know, the retro games that they just announced. What are they called? I don't see anything here. Nope, I don't see anything. Because they said it was supposed to be in the store, didn't they? The trilogy of those games? Nope, I don't see anything. Diablo 4? What? Oh, their website's borked right now. Yeah, their website's completely borked. Oh, yeah. It is screwed up. If you go to their website, you can opt in for the tech alpha for Diablo 2 Resurrected. And you can pre-purchase Diablo 2 Resurrected. It's $40. So, that's not... For a remaster, $40 is pretty average. They also have the Primeval Collection, which is $60, and it has Diablo 2 Resurrected and then Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. So, okay. For some reason, that was under their Diablo 4 page, though. Okay. Sure. Diablo Immortal! Ew. Why do they have a web page for this? No one cares. Pre-register. Okay. Well, that's all the exciting news on their website. Lost Viking. Yeah, there were the 3 games. The thing is, Grim Dawn brought innovation and gameplay, so why can't Blizzard? No, I do agree. You know, Grim Dawn was it was fantastic. It brought innovation and good gameplay, and it was a very good game. Did I miss disappointment? It was okay for BlizzCon. If you don't care about Diablo, then you probably won't care about a lot that was announced. Maybe for World of Warcraft, because you got the news about what was the next addition to World of Warcraft, Chains of Destruction or something. Chains of I don't remember. It was Chains of something. I think the important thing will be what they'll do with the original D2. Like, a Warcraft 3 was replaced and you only purchased the new textures. So they said that you will be able to play it like StarCraft, with StarCraft Remastered. When you buy Diablo 2, the Resurrected, when you buy Diablo 2 Resurrected, you can also play base Diablo 2 without the new textures and the new game, like the new remaster. You can play the original game the way that you loved it, which is nice. So for $40, you're getting both versions of the game. This is a comment, keep being real. Well, thank you for the comment. Better than Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk, such a letdown. Chains of Domination, that was it. Chains of Domination. I bet Diablo 4 will not be as good as Grim Dawn. Probably not. I have a sneaking suspicion it won't be as good as Grim Dawn, but we could hope. We all would love for it to be good. We would all love for Blizzard to go back to being good Blizzard, even though they can't. We would love for new Diablo games to be good. I guess we'll see what happens. Grim Dawn is a gem. It is. It is really good. It's sad that not enough people know about it. Probably has a lot of traffic given BlizzCon. Oh yeah, I'm sure that the Diablo website is, I mean, I bet the battle.net website is messed up just because of BlizzCon. I bet in like 2 days or something, or even tomorrow it'll be better. You can't buy the classic standalones, only in a $20 bundle. Yeah, but what I'm saying is I didn't see the bundle on their store at all, but yeah. $20, not bad. For 3 games. That some people have nostalgia for, I'm sure. You know, some game conferences and events like this are really, really bad. This one wasn't, the opening ceremony wasn't terrible. My only thing is that they just, I know they're developers and they're not public speakers, but they need to get a little bit better with reading a script. They're not amazing. If they can't read a script, then you need to find other people at the company that can read a script. Because they're not great at it, let's be honest. Like, their jokes like Alliance, and then it pauses for 5 seconds, and the Horde, and it pauses for another 5 seconds. Yeah, $20 isn't a bad price for the three games. It's not. Didn't some of the old developers from Blizzard help make Grim Dawn? Yes, I believe so. I don't remember how many, but there were at least a couple. Which, I mean, that's a big reason why Grim Dawn was so good. Grim Dawn was really good. More people should know about it and play it. But, alright, you guys. I am going to wrap up the live stream in just a minute. Thank you guys for stopping by for BlizzCon's opening ceremony, for hanging out for the past, almost 2 hours. Or the past hour? The past 2 hours. It was an okay event. With Blizzard is very hit or miss for me. Some of their projects are great, like Diablo 2 Resurrected sounds good so far. But then, of course, you have projects like Diablo Immortal and projects like Warcraft 3 Reforged, which went freaking terribly. I hope that the future of Blizzard will go better. Who knows? We don't know about any sort of microtransactions or anything yet, so I'm not going to speculate too much. I'm sure that something like Diablo 4 will have microtransactions. All their games do. Their games always will. All we can do is really see what happens, take it step by step. We don't even know when Diablo 4 is going to be launching. All we know is that Diablo 2 Resurrected is going to be launching this year, which is nice, but we still didn't get a date or anything, so we don't even have all of the full information yet. They could always get to the end of the year and then delay them, or delay Diablo 2. They could say, you know what, it's going to be another while, COVID, lockdowns, we need more time, etc., etc. But thank you guys for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the donations during the stream. Much appreciated as well. If you guys aren't part of our Discord, please feel free to join it. We're very active there. I tag you all when I go live for events like this. So, whether you're subscribed to the channel or not, join the Discord server. Follow me on social media like Twitter, Minds. All of the links are in the description. Also, if you enjoy the content that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month. I do really appreciate all of the support. I'll put some of the links into the chat though too, but I will be in Discord for the next little while, so in case you all want to come in, chat about Diablo, Overwatch, the new announcements made today, that'd be cool, that'd be fun, that'd be awesome. But if you didn't see it, go and watch today's video. It is, obviously the newest video on the channel. I can link that in chat as well, but thanks for stopping by, everyone. Happy BlizzCon, if you're enjoying it or if you're not, if you're watching it or if you're not, and have a good rest of the day, guys.